Hello and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Justina, and if you are a returning viewer, welcome back and thank you for joining me today. So just to let you know, you can also watch these videos on my Spotify channel in an audio format only. So a very warm welcome to those who are listening to this recording on my Spotify channel exclusively. All right, so today I'm going to discuss the main events happening in October. And I'll tell you how they will influence your zodiac sign, most specifically your ascendant sign on a deeper level. You can also watch this horoscope for your moon sign or your sun sign if you wish, just to get a bigger picture and a wider perspective upon your life. Now, here the final months of any year in astrology are usually huge because lots of planets stationed direct or retrograde. We've got the eclipses as well. And of course, we are mentally, emotionally preparing for the new year as well. Now, here next year is, of course, really, really significant. And you know what? While I was preparing information for the next year, and bear in mind, you can already read the horoscopes for 2025 on my website. So if you want to have a little look and see what's going on next year, have a look and dive into the written horoscopes, free written horoscopes on my website. I will also release the video horoscopes at some point in the near future. I don't know yet when, I haven't recorded them yet. But in overall, next year has got very, very fresh energies because we've got Uranus moving into Gemini, Saturn and Neptune into Aries temporarily. They will still dive between, they will travel between Pisces and Aries, Saturn and Neptune, and Taurus and Gemini. That's Uranus. But overall here, when we've got these major shifts, of course, there will be huge things happening and changes on a global scale, more specifically. All right, so let's dive into your horoscope for October. We've got an eclipse in Libra. We've got Jupiter stationing retrograde in Gemini. Jupiter, I can't believe it reached, it will have reached the 21st degree of Gemini by the time it stations retrograde. So it has been moving very quickly. And this is often the case when a planet travels in an earth sign. It moves very quickly. This is a similar scenario with Aquarius. Things move quickly. Air moves fast. Right, so we also have Pluto stationing direct at 29 degrees of Capricorn. So yet again, that anoretic degree, critical degrees highlighted. We've got a full moon in Aries and here, as I mentioned, the eclipse in Libra. All right, so without delaying it further, let's explore the first sign. And let me remind you, I follow Western astrology tropical zodiac. All right, so if you see me looking down, then I'm looking at the charts to make sure I'm giving you the correct information. We will start from the first sign, and that's Aries. So thank you very much, and let's begin. Hello, Aries, and welcome to your horoscope for this coming month, October 2024. It's a vivid, active month, of course, like any month. But here this month, we start with a solar eclipse in a Libra happening at 10 degrees of Libra at the very beginning of the month. And that's on the 2nd at 10 degrees of Libra. Now, here, this is a south node solar eclipse, even though it's a solar eclipse, which is about new beginnings, fresh energies, new phase chapter in your life. It is also a south node eclipse, which indicates some karmic endings before these new beginnings are initiated. Now, a south node eclipse means that something is going to be eclipsed literally out of your life. And most likely it's going to be something that fulfilled its purpose and reach its point of culmination while you're preparing for a new life phase to begin. Something to do with your partnerships, relationships, unions, connections, one-to-one dynamics. This is activating your 7th house. Now, these eclipses on Aries and Libra axis, they started last year in April with an Aries solar eclipse, and we've had them reoccurring ever since. The final eclipse on Aries and Libra axis will occur next year in the first quarter of 2025. And at that point, we will have finished the eclipses on Aries and Libra. And of course, the nodes will shift into Pisces and Virgo in January 2025. All right, so a solar eclipse in your seventh house, a phase, a chapter connected to your partnerships, relationships is coming to an end. Something brand new is starting in this area of life. Whether this is a new job, a new contract, a new rental, because here the seventh house deals with contracts, unions, partnerships. So whether you're starting a brand new business relationship, a business partnerships, a new job, a new role, a new perhaps you're signing a contract, a new rental, for example, if you're moving into a new property, if you're buying, selling, whatever it is, something new, a new connection, a new partnership, a new contract is starting. So for many Aries, this is about a new connection, a new relationship. So you will know how this will play out in your life, but whatever that you start at this time, it has a potential of being a long-lasting relationship, connection, union. Of course, it will depend on your circumstances, what exactly it is. Now, the reason for it to be of a long-lasting nature is because we've got the ruler, Venus, of this eclipse. Venus is the ruler of Libra, connects to Saturn by a trine. Maybe this is something that has already been discussed previously, that has been kind of desired or anything like that, because Saturn is retrograde. Whatever it is, here we've got this energy that gives you stability, strength, long-lasting results and outcomes potentially. Stability as well. So there is this need for structure with the Saturnian energy being activated, the need for structure, the need for discipline, responsibility. Now on the 9th, on the other hand, we've got Jupiter stationing retrograde at 21 degrees of Gemini. Now Gemini rules the third area of your life. Think about what you have been up to since Jupiter entered your area of communication, learning capabilities, short distance travel, siblings. Now, there could have been a lot of movement, communication, or emails, learning opportunities, or perhaps you are writing a book, a blog, etc., creating a blog. So whatever it is, the energy that is connected to expansion, energy that is connected to possibilities to expand your horizons, expand your mind, expand your potentials in the area of communication. Here, generally, you will be reviewing, reassessing, working on what you have achieved since May, June 2024 in this area of life. This is a chance to revisit, reassess these goals, assessments, opportunities that arose in this during this time. And perhaps here you've got an opportunity to review and also to maybe redefine, readjust your approach to specific goals, objectives in this regards. Now, here on the 12th, on the other hand, Pluto will station direct in Capricorn at 29 degrees of Capricorn. Capricorn, this is your 10th house. And with this in mind here, bear in mind, this is the final time, the final time Pluto will be in Capricorn in your lifetime, in your 10th house. Is there something that you want to implement, accomplish, something connected to empowerment, something connected to generally reaching some really, really significant goals, milestones in your area of career? There is a chance for that final major transformation in your career here with Pluto's present in the final months of 2024. So whether you are implementing important changes, whether you are changing your career, starting something new, changing your approach to specific goals, objectives connected to career growth and development, this is up to you, whatever you decide, whatever you want to do with these energies. Here you have a chance for generally for that reaching that sense of self-empowerment in your area of career overall. Right, so we've got a full moon in Aries as well on the 17th of October, and this one is a little bit of a tricky one. It's happening, of course, in your first house. Something really interesting about this full moon is the fact that this full moon is connected to a solar eclipse that occurred last year. Do you remember the solar eclipse in April, around the 18th of April at 29 degrees? At that time, we had a solar eclipse, and then previously we had a new moon in Aries at 0 degrees around that time, around that degree. So we had two lunations in Aries last year. One was a new moon, one was a solar eclipse. So the solar eclipse connects to this full moon. So think about what you initiated, what you started in April in your personal life, something to do with your personal goals, career, objective, something to do with your physical appearance as well, something to do with you reinventing yourself. So whatever it is, here this full moon brings to light the energies that were started, initiated, present in your life back in April 2023. Now, the reason I said this full moon is a bit tricky because we've got a square to Mars, the ruler of this full moon. Mars, the planet of war, Mars, the planet of action, drive, impulsiveness. So generally here, I think this full moon is going to be quite explosive, energizing, but at the same time, it's very easy to lose your temper. It's happening in your first house. Of course, your emotions are really high, and so is your intuition. But at the same time, here, there is a clash of energies. There is a clash of energies because Mars will be in your fourth house of home and family dynamics. There is a clash of energies between your own desires, your hopes, your desires, and also your home and family related responsibilities. So perhaps you will have to either temporarily let go of some personal goals, objectives, plans, because something or someone in the family environment might need your attention, or perhaps there's a situation that emerges that will need your energy, your efforts. So it's all about finding practical, realistic solutions without letting these energies to make you lose your temper and perhaps give up. It's all about finding that inner strength to get on with whatever that emerges. But here you're seeking a balance between the self and the home family dynamics. Now we end the month with the sun moving into your eighth house Scorpio. And this is just really briefly because I don't usually discuss the sun's movement into different signs, but just to let you know, on the 22nd of October, there is a shift of energies. We're moving into a very introspective, deep energy of Scorpio. And that's here the 22nd of October until the second part of November. A lot of introspective energy, but at the same time, energy that helps you to heal. And maybe this is also a good time to deal with those deeper aspects of life. Things that perhaps might seem usually uncomfortable to discuss. Here you have an opportunity for doing so during Scorpio season. So thank you very much, Aries. I wish you a pleasant month, and let's move into the next sign. Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your October 2024 monthly horoscope. We start with a solar eclipse in Libra happening at 10 degrees of Libra on the 2nd of October. So as we start this brand new month, we already have these intense energies of a solar eclipse. Now, here, this is a south node eclipse. What is a south node eclipse about? A south node eclipse is about the past. So while a solar eclipse is about new beginnings, the south node connects to this eclipse. So it means that something needs to move away, shift away from your reality. Now the sixth house is activated. So that's your daily routine, your daily life, your lifestyle, your health habits, your diet, health and medical checkups as well. Right, so it looks like you are redefining your daily routine, your lifestyle with this eclipse or following this eclipse. Lifestyle changes, dietary changes, your approach to work, daily routine, this sort of things are highlighted. Now here you will be shifting away, drifting away from routines, responsibilities that fulfill their purpose, that no longer belong in your reality. You are reinventing your daily reality to a certain extent, whether you're changing your job, whether you're changing your routine, maybe your children moved out from the house, maybe they change schools, maybe you change jobs, maybe you went back into the office or vice versa. Whatever it is here, there's something in your routine that's not the same anymore. Maybe you're getting a new pet. This could be also the case since the sixth house rules small pets. So there's a shift of energy in your daily routine, and this will generally mean that your daily reality needs to be readjusted to fit into the current reality scenario, whatever you want to call it. All right, so I think this is a really exciting time as well, because the ruler of this eclipse is Venus, which is also happen to be your chart ruler. And Venus connects beautifully with Saturn by a trine, which is all about structure, stability, long-lasting results and outcomes. So whatever that you start, whatever that you initiate around this time, you can move forward into a much brighter future. Maybe it will require a little bit of adjustment and effort, but it will reward you in a really, really beautiful way. So I think this is really great. Now, on the 9th of the month, on the other hand, so the 9th of October, we've got Jupiter, the planet of expansion, like abundance, stationing retrograde in Gemini at 21 degrees. So I can't believe that Jupiter managed to reach the 21st degree of Gemini in such a short period of time. Do you know why it is? The reason for that is because Jupiter is moving in an air sign. Air is fast. Things happen quickly when the planets move in the air signs. Look at Pluto and Aquarius. We had such huge advancement in AI technology and robotics. That's on a side note. Right, so Jupiter will be retrograde from the 9th. It starts at 21st degree of Gemini. Right, so here what it is that Jupiter in Gemini, so Gemini, that's your third house. In the next few months, you will be reviewing, reassessing your finances. If you've experienced a certain degree of financial growth, and hopefully that was the case, or perhaps if you had to deal with outgoings, increased outgoings, because remember with Jupiter, yes, Jupiter can bring lack, but if Jupiter squared your planets, opposed your planets, maybe you had to deal with expenses that were caused as a result of external influences, other people, family members, and so on. So here with Jupiter now in a retrograde motion, you are reviewing, reassessing your finances, financial milestones, financial expenses, outgoings that occurred in the recent past. So I would say between May, June, and between here, October, this time frame, because this is generally how long Jupiter took to travel through Gemini, since it entered Gemini generally. Now, on the 12th, on the other hand, Pluto will station direct in Capricorn at 29 degrees. All right, so this is another important event because that 29th degree of Capricorn has been so highlighted and emphasized this year. Now, these are the final months when Pluto will remain in Capricorn in our lifetime. So here with Pluto stationing direct, that's your 9th house. This marks a turning point in your belief system, in your worldview, in your long-term aspiration. I think many Taurians will go through this major phase of self-development, self-growth. I think many Taurians might put a lot of emphasis upon engaging in activities, workshops that will help them to grow spiritually, or perhaps this could be also about that need to feel more self-empowered, confident. So generally, Pluto stationing direct. This is also when you might regain the clarity that perhaps you may have lacked or perhaps you are unsure about regarding your beliefs, regarding your life philosophy, your life principles, especially in a way that it aligns with your higher purpose. Now, on the 17th, we've got a full moon in Aries happening at 24 degrees of Aries. Now, Aries, that's your 12th house. Interestingly, this full moon connects to a solar eclipse in Aries that occurred last year in April, around the 18th of April. And that was the very first eclipse that initiated this brand new cycle on Aries and Libra axis. So can you remember what happened in your life around April, in your area of spirituality, subconscious mind, spiritual growth, dreams, maybe addictions? Maybe you've been battling addictions in your life. Maybe you've been on a major journey connected to self-discovery, self-growth. Maybe this is about your spiritual development. Maybe this is about working from behind the scenes on a spiritual project or anything else related to those 12 house dynamics, creativity, dreams, maybe working at a hospital or at an institution, volunteering. So this sort of dynamics here are highlighted. Now, a full moon brings us a matter connected to the area that is activated to culmination to light. Now, during this time, we've got a square to Mars in your 3rd house. So I would suggest watch your communication style, how you communicate, because during this full moon, it might be very easy for you to lose your temper, especially when you get into some hot-heated debates, or if someone disagrees with if you're not on the same page with another person during a conversation, for example. So overall, this full moon is about generally letting go of old memories, wounds, something generally that is negative. This is about changing your mindset. This is about working maybe on being more positive or positive thinking. Or perhaps this is about releasing fears, phobias, or maybe learning to deal with them more effectively, for example. So lots of healing, lots of spiritual growth that is connected to this full moon. Now we end the month with the sun moving into Scorpio. This is your 7th house, so there's a strong emphasis in those final days of October through to November on these one-to-one relationships, connections, unions, contracts. So overall here, while in Scorpio season, you'll be paying attention to your relationships, partnerships, connections you have with other people. It's a powerful time to deepen your connections with others, those who are close to you. But at the same time, Scorpio season could also bring this major, profound shift in how you relate to others. All right, so thank you very much, Taurians, and let's have a look at the Geminis. Hello, Geminis, and welcome to your October 2024 monthly horoscope. We start with a solar eclipse in Libra happening on the 2nd of October at 10 degrees of Libra. All right, so we start a brand new month with this big solar eclipse. Solar eclipses are exciting because they are about new and fresh energies. Now, bear in mind, this is a south node eclipse, which means that before you start something new, before something new opens up in your life, first you need to close some doors or close a major or a specific chapter in your life. It doesn't have to be major, but overall it might be major if you have any placements at 10 degrees of Libra. Something is shifting away out of your reality. Something is moving away so that something else that aligns with your higher self, that aligns with your purpose, with your future, can come into place. So there's this karmic need to release in order for something else to come into place. Right, so that's your 5th house. The 5th house deals with creative self-expression, your hobbies, your interests, children as well. Children, so many Geminis, as I mentioned in the previous videos, Gemini, Sagittarius, you had the eclipses in Aries and Libra in the 5th, in the 11th house. So what this means is that there could have been childbirth, conception, family planning topics that were highlighted during this phase. Now, at the same time, this could be about a brand new beginning in your business. If you're self-employed, if you're a freelancer, if you're growing something of your own, there is this new phase that is about to begin, commence, something exciting. But at the same time, you had to go through a phase of a loss or of things moving away, shifting away from your reality. So it's, in a way, it's like a cleansing away phase as you move into this brand new chapter. So whether this is about having a child, conceiving, family planning, your own business, creativity, new hobbies, new interests, self-empowerment, new romance, entering your reality. This is all very much highlighted, a fresh start in this area. Now, the good thing is that we've got Venus, the ruler of this solar eclipse, connecting beautifully with Saturn by a trine. This can be long lasting as long as you give it structure, as long as you work consistently, effectively towards its growth. This could be connected to your career because Saturn is in your 10th house. Venus and Saturn connecting beautifully by a trine. Maybe this is about career-related growth and development plans, expansion. Right, so on the 9th, we've got Jupiter stationing retrograde in Gemini in your 1st house at 21 degrees of Gemini. So Jupiter has been traveling pretty quickly, fast in this air or in your rising sign, Gemini. Air is fast, fast-moving times, fast-moving energy. So now think about what you have grown, what you have developed since Jupiter entered your 1st house, May, June this year, until October. What you've grown, what you've developed, what you've been working on, connected to you, your desires, your goals, your ambitions, your dreams, your reality. Now, Jupiter will station retrograde. So in the upcoming months, you have a chance to bring more structure, stability, consistency into what you have created between May, June, and October. So it's not a good time for something brand new. Work on what you have already achieved if you can. Work on what you have created. Because maybe there are some gaps, maybe something needs your attention. Overall here, it's about reassessing your goals and staying present in the reality. Pluto station is direct in your 8th house on the 12th of October. So it's a time overall when you might experience a turning point in matters related to intimacy, joint and shared resources, transformation, deep feeling and emotions. So here, after months of introspection, you are generally ready to move forward with a greater clarity of where is it that you stand in your intimate relationship, in your close bonds you have with other people. This is also when you can leave behind any heavy emotional baggage or any power struggles that you've been carrying all along. Now, moving forward, we've got a full moon in Aries happening on the 17th at 24 degrees. Something interesting about this full moon is that this full moon connects to the solar eclipse in Aries that occurred back in April 2023. At that point, or during that time, we had 2 new moons in Aries. One was at 0 degrees, one was at 29 degrees. Not maybe 0, but somewhere around these early degrees. Now, the second new moon was actually a solar eclipse, and that solar eclipse was the brand new beginning of these eclipses on Aries and Libra axis, and now we've got a full moon that connects to that solar eclipse. So can you remember what you started, what you initiated in your life in the area of groups, friendships, long-term goals and plans? Whether you started your own tribe, your own group, maybe you entered a new friendship group, or perhaps this is when you redefine your goals, whatever it is. This full moon highlights the energies that were already in play or initiated more specifically back in April 2023. Right, so we've got a square to Mars, the ruler of this full moon. So there is tension. It's not a very easy or straightforward energy with Mars here connecting tensely with this full moon. Overall, this full moon brings a culmination to a certain degree of social dynamics, group projects, or perhaps your aspirations that have been developing for in the last 18 months. So it doesn't have to be a complete end. It could be that you're moving to the next stage, to the next level. So here we've got a tension. Mars is in Cancer at this point in your second house. So there is this tension between personal desires, financial security, financial stability, and also the group dynamics or your long-term goals, your long-term hopes. So overall, this is an opportunity here to release old social patterns or perhaps friendships that no longer serve you. Or perhaps this is about redefining your approach to finances, to money. So you might have to deal with, or may perhaps you might have to make an important financial decision around this time. Now the sun enters Scorpio on October the 22nd. And this is your sixth house. So overall here, it looks like the end of October throughout November, this is going to be a really busy time. Lots of movement, work, action, productivity. And you know what? Take advantage of these energies because as we approach the end of the year, Mercury and Mars will be retrograde. So yet again, energy is connected to generally being pulled back instead of moving forward. So take Scorpio season to still move forward with any work-related goals, opportunities. All right, so thank you very much, Geminis. I wish you a pleasant month, and let's move into the next sign. Hello, Cancers, and welcome to your October 2024 monthly horoscope. We start the month with a solar eclipse in Libra. Libra, Cancer, Aries, Capricorn, these are cardinal signs. So here, this eclipse is happening in your fourth house. Your home, emotional well-being, family dynamics are highlighted at this time. So what does it mean? It means that, first of all, this is a south node eclipse. So something is being literally eclipsed out of your life. That's the south node energy, karmic energy. So you're letting go of something that fulfilled its purpose. Okay. And you're making space for something new to come to your life. You're opening your energy field for a brand new beginnings, but at the same time, you're closing some chapters as well. This is a south node energy. You're shifting away and then you're moving forward. All right, so fourth house. The fourth house, yes, emotional well-being, stability, home stability, family dynamics. Your parents might be prominent at this time as well. Maybe they are relocating, moving. Maybe they need your support. Maybe they are going to some major life changes. Whatever it is, they might be present in your life around this time. And they might need your help, your support. At the same time, some new beginnings in the home area. Many Cancerians might be moving, changing location, or buying, selling. Maybe someone is moving in or out from your house, property, flats. Maybe someone is moving in. So whatever the scenario here, this is generally connected to changes happening on the home front. All right, so we've got the Venus, the ruler of this eclipse, is trining Saturn. This is fantastic because this gives this great ability for creating long-lasting, stable, well-structured results and outcomes. Right, Jupiter. Jupiter is stationing retrograde at 21 degrees of Gemini on the 9th of October. So here Jupiter entered Gemini around May, June 2024, and now it's about to station retrograde at 21 degrees. So we've had quite a bit of this transit here. This year, Gemini, it's an earth sign, fast-moving energy. Usually when we have transits in the earth signs, the planets move pretty quickly. All right, so first of all, where's Gemini in your sign? That's your 12th house. Now, here next year, Jupiter will move into your first house, so you'll see how things will generally, how luck will come your way and abundance as well. But here, while Jupiter is in 12th house, this is generally, this energy helps you or protects you to make the right decisions, protects you from negative forces, energies. So generally you get this protection, so to speak, when Jupiter is in a 12th house. Great time for spiritual growth, development. Think about what you've done, how Jupiter influenced your life, your reality, your persona since it entered the 12th house of Gemini in May, June this year. So overall, you are going to be reworking or generally working with the energies that have already been initiated, happened, were activated between May, June, and October. So overall, this is about your inner world, inner reality, self-discovery, self-growth, self-development. You might be also taking a closer look at your fears, phobias, addictions. Is a great time for finding solutions to any hidden problems as well. Right, now on the 12th, Pluto was stationed direct, on the other hand, at 29 degrees of Capricorn. So yet again, that 29th anniversary degree of Capricorn is highlighted. And this is for the very last time in our lifetime. So what this means is that Pluto will station direct. You will regain clarity in the area of your relationships, partnerships. Maybe if you've been contemplating signing a work-related contract or a home-related contract, or perhaps you were thinking or wondering whether you should start a business partnership or start a certain relationship or whatever it is connected to these one-to-one dealings, connections, unions. Here with Pluto stationing direct, you regain the clarity that you may have lacked recently as well in terms of any decisions that you want to or have to make connected to contracts, relationships, partnerships. But at the same time, this is when you can move forward with more self-empowerment, with any idea, goal connected to these one-to-one relationships. Now here on the 17th, we've got a full moon in the sign of Aries. So here, as you can see, Aries, Libra, not the most compatible energies with Capricorn, because these energies square your ascendant, whatever else you have in Capricorn. Right. So here we got the 10th house. So this month is overall highlights these very important areas of your life, your home life, and also your career life, professional life development. Think about what you started, what you initiated last year in April, because this full moon connects to a solar eclipse in Aries we had last year. So this is especially significant if you have any placements in those final degrees of Aries, because that would mean, or this would mean that something significant happened back in April 2023 that is now brought into light. Major decisions here in the area of career, opportunities for growth, development, moving forward, closing some chapters, closing some doors as well. You might receive a recognition for your hard efforts, or perhaps this could be about some major shifts in your career path. Bear in mind, the ruler of this full moon is Mars. Mars rules Aries, and Mars is squaring this full moon. Mars is in Cancer in your first house at this time. So there is this tension, obstacle, clash of energies between your personal desires, goals, hopes, dreams, ambitions, and your professional responsibilities, duties, obligations. So you need to find a balance, find a way out, solution. Now on the 22nd, we've got the sun moving into Scorpio, activating your 5th house. So it looks like the final days of October and the first 3 weeks of November will be centered around your need to develop or engage in activities that bring you fun, joy, entertainment, and at the same time, a great time for starting new hobbies, for engaging in activities with your children as well. Romances in the air, but very intense as per that's Scorpio energy. All right, so here we go. Thank you very much, Cancer. So I wish you a pleasant month, and let's move into the next sign. Hello, Leos, and welcome to your October 2024 monthly horoscope. All right, so we start the month with a Libra solar eclipse. A solar eclipse is about new beginnings, a fresh start. This solar eclipse is connected to the south node in Libra. As you know, or you may know from the previous videos, we can't have an eclipse without the involvement of the nodes. They are crucial. So here, this eclipse in the south node, connected to the south node in Libra, is about some karmic endings. That's your third house, communication, your siblings, your distance travel, your intellect, your mindset. And here with solar eclipse, something new is going to be initiated around this time. At the same time, you're moving away, you're shifting away. This could be generally connected to shift in your way of thinking, seeing things, your perception of reality. Maybe you want to change your mindset as well, trying to be more positive or more generally less bothered by the external world, external influences, etc. This is also connected to a sort of course of study, knowledge, you wanting to absorb knowledge, hunger for knowledge. Perhaps you're starting a new business with your siblings, for example, someone from your community. Now, travel is emphasized as well. It's generally a time of movement, action, decisions. You'll be making decisions around this time, decisions that can have a long-lasting result or outcome, because Venus, the ruler of this eclipse, is trining Saturn. All right, now Jupiter. Jupiter will station retrograde at 21 degrees of Gemini on the 9th of October. So what does it mean here? Gemini, where is Gemini in your charts? Gemini is in your 11th house. So think about how your friendships changed since Jupiter entered your 11th house between May and June. Did you experience an expansion in your social circle? Did you join new groups, communities, tribes? Did you create your own group? Or perhaps workshops? Or perhaps did you join a large organization? Lots of different possibilities. Now, Jupiter will be retrograde from the 9th for the next few months. And what this means is that you will have a chance to reassess whatever was initiated, started in this area of your life, whether this is new groups that you joined, connections, or perhaps new goals that you set for yourself. This is your chance to reassess your vision for the future, your social circle, the groups that you belong to as well. Now, simultaneously, a couple of days later, on the 12th, Pluto will station direct. Pluto, the planet of transformation and regeneration, death and rebirth, will be stationing direct in your 6th house for the very last time here. It's moving soon into Aquarius, and that's it. The power goes to people. All right, so here we've got the 6th house, and here after a month of introspection, here, this is a time when you can move forward with a renewed sense of self, sense of focus on creating healthier habits. This could be connected to lifestyle changes and also potentially work-related changes as well. Maybe this is about finding a healthier balance between your personal life and your daily routine. Now on the 17th, we've got a full moon in Aries happening at 24 degrees of Aries. A full moon occurs when the sun and the moon are in opposition in the opposing signs. This is a time when our emotions are heightened and so on are our feelings. Now, this full moon on the 17th in the sign of Aries in your 9th house connects to the solar eclipse we had last year in April. Think about any new beginnings that were created in the area of the 9th house, whether this is connected to education, higher education, whether this is connected to coaching, you being a coach or seeking guidance from a coach, you teaching. Perhaps this could be connected to an international business, publishing, the need to grow and expand your horizons. So different possibilities. But here, this full moon brings something that was already activated into light. So overall, here, this could be related to some major breakthroughs in your at your university, at your work. It really depends on your circumstances. You might be ending a course, you might be ending a project. This could be related also to some major breakthroughs when it comes to your understanding of the world around you. Now, bear in mind the ruler of this full moon is Mars. Mars connects with this full moon by a square, tense energy. Squares represent obstacles, the need to implement some effort in order to get out. But don't get discouraged because squares help us grow. If we just experience sextiles and trines throughout our life, then life will be pretty stagnant, or maybe it wouldn't be as we wouldn't experience a sense of accomplishment. So take it as a challenge, not as an obstacle. So where is Mars? Mars is in Cancer at the point of this full moon. That's your 12th house. And bear in mind, in the initial days of November, you will begin to regain your motivation, inspiration, energy, stamina when Mars shifts into your first house. Here, throughout the month of October, you might still lack energy. It might be more kind of difficult to just be self-motivated. But bear in mind, this is temporary. Now here, so we've got a square between your 12th house of your inner world, hidden matters, introspection, withdrawal, creativity, phobias, fears, and your 9th house where this full moon is present. So there is this tension between your inner world, inner emotional world, and your desire for adventure, your desire for expansion. Maybe this is when you have to overcome certain fears, phobias, limitations, limiting thoughts that block your ability to expand your horizons, to move forward and reach your purpose, reach your goals. We end the month with the sun moving into Scorpio, into your 4th house. So it looks like the final days of October and the first 3 weeks of November will be centered around your home and family dynamics. All right, so thank you very much, Leos. I wish you a pleasant month, and let's move into the next sign. Hello, Virgos, and welcome to your October 2024 monthly horoscope. We start with a solar eclipse in the sign of Libra in your 12th house. So we are continuing with the eclipses on Aries and Libra axis. We've got one in Libra in October and the final one in Aries in the first quarter of 2025. So in this cycle, this is the final eclipse in Libra. All right, so where is Libra? Your 2nd house, so your finances are highlighted. Now, bear in mind, this is a South Node eclipse, which means that there is a karmic release at this point. Something is shifting away, moving away from your life while you are starting something brand new. New beginnings, yes, but at the same time, you will have to let go naturally, or it could be eclipsed out of your life, depending on your circumstances. Very often, eclipses in the 2nd house mean changes connected to your job, career. Maybe you're changing jobs, maybe you're starting a new business. Maybe this is about some major purchases that you will be making. Overall, finances are highlighted, financial planning, financial opportunities. And this is also generally here, new beginnings in the area of financial management, how you manage money, how you approach this area of your life. This is all really highlighted. Now, we've got a trine between the ruler of this eclipse, Venus, and Saturn. Saturn in your 7th house. And this eclipse is happening in your 2nd house. So we've got a 2nd and the 7th house trine. So there is this amazing opportunity for creating long-lasting outcomes, results, structure. So a great opportunity for improving your financial situation. for moving forward. Now on the 9th, we've got Jupiter stationing retrograde in the sign of Gemini at 21 degrees. So this is huge because Jupiter entered Gemini around May, June this year, and it traveled quite a lot because it is going to station retrograde at 21 degrees. So it reached the third decan of Gemini. Air is fast. So it's generally here. Think about what happened in your career life, in your outside world. That's the 10th house. Since Jupiter entered this area of your life, so that will be May, June again, this year, think about what kind of growth you went through, what kind of opportunities came your way. Because when Jupiter is retrograde, you'll be reassessing these goals, opportunities, events, situations. It's a great time for really taking a closer look at where is it that you stand in your professional world and what you can do to move forward in the right direction or to continue to move forward in the right direction. So it's all about reassessing your career path and making sure that it aligns with your goals, with your hopes, with your dreams, with your long-term plans. Now, moving forward, a few days later, Pluto, the planet of transformation, regeneration, death, and rebirth, will station direct at 29 degrees of Capricorn. So yet again, that 29th honoretic degree is being highlighted. Now, this is your 5th house, the house of creativity, romance, self-expression, children. So here, after months of intense introspection, you will be ready to move forward with a greater clarity and have a better understanding when it comes to how you express yourself. This is also the energy that gives you a greater clarity when it comes to how you approach romantic relationships, how you pursue creative projects, for example. Now, on the 17th, there's a full moon in Aries happening at 24 degrees of Aries. This full moon connects to a solar eclipse in Aries that occurred last year around April 18th. So at that point, that was the very beginning of this brand new cycle on Aries and Libra axis. At this point in October, there is a full moon that illuminates, highlights, triggers, activates the energies that were activated back in April 2023. So a little bit of digging and thinking for you to do, if you like, to see what happened in your life around that time, to gain better clarity, to make better decisions. For example, because full moons often bring closures, conclusions. This is when we are at the point of a release in order to move to the next level, to the next stage. Now, bear in mind, this is happening in your 8th house, joint and shared resources. This is connected to generally here transformation in your intimate life, in your partnerships, and how resources and finances are shared in your household, for example. So overall, an amazing time for emotional healing, for reaching solutions when it comes to your finances, investments, especially in partnerships. Now, bear in mind the ruler of this full moon is Mars, and Mars is in Cancer at this time. So Cancer is your area of the 10th house. That's your 10th house. And we've got a square. Yes, a square. So Mars is squaring this full moon. So there is a clash of energy happening at this time. And this clash of energies is generally happening between your area of career-related goals, desires, and your obligations towards others. So there could be a situation that occurs that involves another person, someone from one-to-one relationships. So whether this is your client, whether this is your partner, your superior. So there is a certain degree of disagreement between your need to grow professionally, to move forward with your life, and perhaps some kind of obligations or you have towards another person, or perhaps someone wanting to hold you back in some way. So it's all about slowing down and thinking things through and finding a solution. All right, so here we end the month with the sun moving into Scorpio. Scorpio season starts on the 22nd of October, and this is your third house. So here overall, end of October, the first 3 weeks of November are centered around communication, your mind, your mindset. It's a great time for engaging in activities connected to personal growth, personal development, mindset. So working on your mindset if you struggle with negative thoughts, learning, studying, communicating, making decisions, signing contracts, documents. This is all also highlighted. So thank you very much, Virgos. I wish you a pleasant month, and let's move into the next sign. Hello, Libras, and welcome to your October 2024 monthly horoscope. So here we start with a solar eclipse in Libra happening on the 2nd of the month at 10 degrees of Libra. Now, this is a very, very important event for you, Libras, because, of course, this is happening in your first house. This is your rising sign. Really important eclipse. Now, this is a south node eclipse. So a south node eclipse is connected to karmic ending. So I know it's a solar eclipse. So yes, new beginnings are in the horizons, but first something is going to be eclipsed out of your life, or you'll be moving away naturally, shifting away, even if this is about your mindset change of how you see the world around you. Now, this will be highly dependent on your circumstances. Whatever it is, new beginnings are on the horizon as well, connected to your life, to your goals, to your dreams, to your physical appearance, to your career, to your business, to your home. So possibilities are endless because it's about you, about what you want. Both the sun and the moon are in your first house. It's not a lunar eclipse when both houses, the opposing houses are activated. This is all about you. Right, so you're in reinventing yourself here, an opportunity, final opportunity, because we are almost coming to an end with these eclipses on Aries and Libra axis. This is certainly the last eclipse in Libra in this cycle. Now, we've got the ruler of this eclipse is Venus. Venus is connecting with Saturn by a trine, harmonious energy. Saturn is all about boundaries, structure, discipline. Saturn is in your 6th house, connecting with Venus in Scorpio by a trine. This signifies that there's an opportunity for creating long-lasting results, outcomes, as long as you implement enough effort, energy. Right, so here stability is definitely the case, but at the same time, this could be connected to some financial decisions that you'll be making, connected to your work. That here can create long-lasting opportunities. Jupiter will station retrograde in Gemini on the 9th in your 9th house. So here, this is happening at 21 degrees of Gemini. Now, Jupiter entered Gemini around June 2024 this year. It has traveled quite a lot during this time until the 21st degree, so this third decan. And now it's time for slowing down, reviewing, reassessing, readjusting. So here, this is your life philosophy, your life principles. A lot has happened in the last few months. Now you have an opportunity in these final months of the year to think carefully and deeply about your life principles, your life philosophy, your purpose, your outlook on life, your long-term vision upon your life. So this is a time to reflect upon your spiritual beliefs, upon your mindset, upon anything to do with anything blocking your ability to move forward, to expand your horizons. Now, moving forward, on the 12th of October, on the other hand, Pluto will station direct at 29 degrees of Capricorn. So yet again, we've got that 29th degree of Capricorn, which is activated this year. So here with Pluto being now in a direct motion from the 12th of October, moving forward, it activates your 4th house of home, family dynamics, your emotional, well-being. So Pluto retrograde could have brought a lot of introspective energy, intensity in your emotional life. As it stations direct, you will slowly regain the emotional clarity regarding the important decisions you need to make concerning your family and home dynamics. Perhaps after months of this retrograde phase, you are ready to finally address any important home and family related issues and perhaps make some really powerful changes in your living situation to create a more empowering, more secure home environment. Now, on the 17th, there is a full moon in Aries happening in your area of relationships, partnerships. So here yet again, we are returning back into the past to better understand the energies of the present. Think about the eclipse, a solar eclipse, the very first eclipse in this cycle that occurred last year in April. What did you start around that time in the area of relationships, unions, contracts, partnerships? Now, something is coming to a culmination, something needs your attention in this area of life. Now, the ruler of this full moon is Mars, and Mars connects with this full moon by a square. Mars is in your 10th house of career at this time. So on the one hand, with the full moon in your 7th house, this could be about a culmination, resolution to matters related to your one-to-one connections, unions, dealings. Now, at the same time, the square with Mars in Cancer could also highlight any imbalance in the area of relationships, unions, any imbalance when it comes to your career aspirations and your relationship responsibilities towards others. Maybe you want to make an important career move, but first you need to have this important conversation with your business partner, with your partner. Maybe someone or something is holding you back and you need to find a way to get out from this situation. So generally this will depend on your circumstances, but here you've got a clash of energy between your personal relationships, business relationships, and your professional life. Right, so we end the month with the sun moving into Scorpio. And Scorpio, that's your 2nd house. So in the final days of October and throughout the first weeks of November, this is a time when generally here finances will be on your mind. Financial security, stability, financial planning, budgeting, perhaps some financial opportunities to move forward, or some bright ideas or brilliant ideas that could help you to save some money. All right, so thank you very much, Libras. I wish you a pleasant month, and let's move into the next sign. Hello, Scorpios, and welcome to your October 2024 monthly horoscope. We start with a solar eclipse in Libra happening on the 2nd of October at 10 degrees of Libra. Now, Libra, this is your 12th house, the house of hidden matters, fears, phobias, subconscious mind, spiritual development, and here dreams as well, creativity, withdrawal, introspection. Now, a south node eclipse means that something is going to be eclipsed out of your life, literally. So this is connected to some karmic endings, while we also make space for these major new beginnings to come into place. So here, this is the final eclipse in Libra on Aries and Libra axis in this cycle. We have another eclipse next year in this cycle that's in Aries, but in Libra here, this is the very final one. So new beginnings in the area of, as I mentioned, the 12th house, creativity, subconscious mind, spirituality. So overall, this is a really powerful eclipse for an emotional release, for self-reflection as well. Now here, this eclipse is ruled by Venus, the planet of beauty, creativity, romance, finances. Venus is connecting beautifully by a trine with Saturn. Saturn is connected to structure, stability, order, responsibility. This eclipse offers this amazing opportunity for creating long-lasting results and outcomes, whether you are working on a major project from behind the scenes, whether you are establishing your own retreat, or perhaps this is about your own self-discovery, self-development, emotional healing, whatever it is. if you invest enough energy and effort and you plan carefully and strategically, you can really get some amazing long-lasting results and outcomes. Now, here on the 9th of October, Jupiter will station retrograde at 21 degrees of Gemini. Here, Gemini, this is your 8th house. The 8th house deals with emotional healing, transformation, shared joint resources, intimate life. Think about what sort of opportunities came into your life, came into your reality since Jupiter entered Gemini around May, June this year. What kind of expansive opportunities occurred through partnerships, through collaborations, or perhaps through help of other people? Here, during this time, when Jupiter is retrograde, starting from the 9th of October, you will be reviewing, reassessing, taking a closer look to the event, situations, opportunities that occurred during May and October period. Now, this is also a great time for reassessing how you handle joint finances, resources. And also here, this retrograde gives you this great opportunity for reflecting on your ability to trust others. Now, here on the 12th, Pluto will station direct, on the other hand, at 29 degrees of Capricorn, the anaretic degree of Capricorn, 29th degree. There is this now or never feeling with the 29th degree of Capricorn. So here, Capricorn is your 3rd house. So here, after months of introspection, you are ready to communicate with more clarity. This is also when you might finally gain a good understanding of a situation that has been on your mind for quite some time. Now, this retrograde or this stationary motion from the retrograde to the direct motion also influences your connections with your siblings, with your neighbors, with people in your community. So there is this massive shift of energy when it comes to your interactions, social interactions with people in your immediate environment. But I think this is also connected to your mindset, to how you think, to how you see the world around you. So there is a certain degree of shift, transformation, change in this regard. Now, on the 17th, there's a full moon in Aries happening at 24 degrees of Aries. Now, think about where Aries is in your chart. That's your 6th house of work, everyday routine, lifestyle, and work environment as well. A full moon is about a culmination. During a full moon, we go through endings, we move to the next stage, the next level. Now, here we've got this full moon. It connects to a cycle that started back in April 2023 with a solar eclipse in Aries. Can you remember what started in your life overall around that time? What did you initiate? Significant, because during this full moon, you might be working with similar energy, similar people. Right, so that's your 6th house, whether you're going through lifestyle changes, whether you're changing your routine, whether you're implementing necessary adjustments, you're readjusting something, whether there are changes at your work, you will see how it will play out in your life. It might just happen as this full moon occurs because there's a square to Mars. Mars squares this full moon. Mars is in Cancer. So now think, where is Cancer in your chart? In your 9th house. So Mars in your 9th house is clashing with the full moon in your 6th house. So here we've got a clash of energies between your needs to expand your horizons, move forward with your life, with your goals. And here between the need to deal with the mundane reality. So while you want to move forward, expand, grow, there's something or someone holding you back and trying to get your attention to attend to more of the practical, the mundane side of life. And finally, as we end the month, on the 22nd, we've got the sun moving into Scorpio. And from the 22nd towards the end days of October and the first 3 weeks of November, you will see that you will regain your strength, your vitality, your energy as the sun moves into your 1st house. But more about this next month. In the meantime, take care and let's move into the next sign. Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your October 2024 monthly horoscope. We start with a solar eclipse in Libra happening on the 2nd of October at 10 degrees. Right, so this is a south node eclipse. We can't have an eclipse without the nodes. The nodes are crucial during the eclipses, or the activation of eclipses, creation, if you will. So with a south node, this is about karmic ending. Something is being eclipsed out of your life while new beginnings emerge. That's your 11th house, your group belonging to groups, so generally group activities, your social circle, friendships, long-term goals and plans and hopes for the future. Right. So what this could mean is that perhaps recently you ended a connection, a friendship, maybe you moved away from a specific organization, maybe you canceled your membership, whatever it is. Very often before the eclipse, we lose something or something is, I don't want to say taken away from us, but there's this shift, breakthroughs, and that's this sort of dynamics. New beginnings are coming into place as well as we shift away, as something is generally moving away from our life, something else comes into play or place. So here, this is connected to new beginnings in the friendship area, a new friendship, new connection, membership. Perhaps you'll be recreating your social group, social connections. So generally, this is about the people in your life, acquaintances, groups. At the same time, you might be starting a new job, joining a new organization. This is connected to your group involvement overall. Your dreams, hopes, goals for the future might be also completely redefined at this time. We've got a Venus, the ruler of this eclipse, connecting beautifully with Saturn by a trine. So generally, this eclipse can really create long-lasting outcomes and results, which is great. Right, of course, as per the Saturnian energy, as long as you implement enough effort, as long as you implement enough energy. Now, moving forward, Jupiter is currently in Gemini since May, June 2024. It will be retrograde from the 9th of October in your 7th house. And the retrograde motion starts at 21 degrees of Gemini. Now, think about what happened in your life since Jupiter entered Gemini. Did you have opportunities for traveling with your partner, with your best friends? So there could have been new people or a new person who entered your reality. Maybe you signed some exciting work contracts. Maybe there were opportunities for expansion, growth, as a result of you collaborating with other people, joining forces with other people. So whatever it is here with Jupiter in the second and 7th house, Jupiter will be retrograde now from the 9th. So during this time, you'll be reassessing your connections, relationships, partnerships, commitments as well. Now on the 12th, on the other hand, Pluto will station direct at 29 degrees of Capricorn. So we've got this anaretic degree of Capricorn yet again activated for the very last time in the sign of Capricorn in our lifetime. Very soon, Pluto will begin its long-term transit in Aquarius. But this final time here, Pluto is stationing direct at 29 degrees of Capricorn. Where is Capricorn in your chart? Capricorn, that's your 2nd house, your finances, your income, self-worth, self-esteem, personal values. I think many Sagittarius rising individuals will be redefining their personal values. You will regain clarity, or it will be like a forward momentum when it comes to any financial blockages you may have been experiencing, or perhaps you will generally gain a better clarity where you stand financially, what financial decisions are beneficial for you and what aren't. So there is this sense of self-empowerment that could be very much the case here in the area of finances. And at the same time, we've got these transformative energies here in the area of income. Now, on the 17th, there is a full moon in Aries happening at 24 degrees of Aries. This full moon in Aries activates your fifth house, so creativity, self-expression, freelancing, self-employment, romance, children. This is all very highlighted. Now, here with this full moon connects to a solar eclipse in Aries that occurred back in April 2023. Can you remember what happened, what you started, what you initiated in that in this area of life last year in April? Because here, especially if you have any placements in those final degrees of Aries, this is very significant because there could be some changes, breakthroughs happening. Overall, full moons are connected to a culmination, endings, conclusions. There is this need to move to the next level, the next stage. So overall breakthroughs in the area of hobbies, interests, creative projects, romantic relationships, interests, children as well. Many or some Sagittarius rising individuals could be getting pregnant, conceiving, discussing family planning related matters throughout the month of, or giving birth throughout the month of October, with the 5th and 11th house being activated. Now, at the same time, the ruler of this full moon is Mars. Mars clashes with this full moon. It connects by a tense square. So where's Mars in Cancer in your chart? Mars in Cancer is in your 8th house, clashing with the full moon in your 5th house. So while this full moon might make you feel like you're experiencing a renewed a renewed desire to follow some of your passions, some of your dreams, goals, at the same time with the square to Mars in Cancer in your 8th house, there could be a clash of energies, an obstacle between your personal desires, your need for fun, entertainment, your need for self-expression in some way. So this could clash with your emotional or financial obligations to others. Now, here on the 22nd, on the other hand, the sun will move into Scorpio. We start Scorpio season. Scorpio, that's your 12th house. So overall, those final days of October, the first 3 weeks of November, these are rather introspective weeks. When you might go within, when you might find journaling very beneficial, learning about yourself, self-discovery through astrology, for example. And it's a time when your dreams might be very vivid. You might experience insomnia every now and then as well, as per the 12th house energies, but it's a great time for reading, for self-growth, self-development. So thank you very much, Sagittarius. I wish you a pleasant month, and let's move into the next sign. Hello, Capricorns, and welcome to your October 2024 monthly horoscope. We start with a solar eclipse in Libra happening on the 2nd of October at 10 degrees of Libra. Now, this is a south node eclipse, meaning that there's usually some karmic ending attached to this eclipse, while something else is being created, initiated. So major breakthroughs in your career, professional world, a great time for setting intentions connected to career goals, aspirations. Now your parents might be also prominent around this time, needing your help, your support, as per the 10th and the 4th house. Generally influence. In this case scenario, there is this strong 10th house influence. Now here we've got the ruler of this eclipse, Venus, connects beautifully with Saturn in Pisces. So this beautiful connection of the ruler of this eclipse with Saturn, the planet of structure, stability, discipline, this suggests that whatever new beginnings occur, as long as you implement enough effort, energy, this is a chance for it, for this project, idea, goal to have long-lasting outcomes and results. Now, on the 9th of October, Jupiter will station retrograde in Gemini at 21 degrees. Jupiter entered Gemini not so long time ago, around May, June this year. Now, Gemini, this is your 6th house of everyday routine, work, daily life, lifestyle, small pets. Now, when Jupiter entered this area of your life, you may have redefined your daily routine, your lifestyle. There could have been travel involved as well at your work. Maybe there were some work opportunities as well. Jupiter offers expansive opportunities as long as we are practical and realistic and grounded in the reality. So here we've got Jupiter stationing retrograde at 21 degrees, and that's in your sixth house. So this is a chance for you to slow down, to pause even, see what you've achieved between May, June, and October in this area of your life. This is your chance for revisiting the opportunities, the energies that were present in the recent months. Here you can implement the necessary adjustments in your daily work, daily life, work environment. But at the same time, this is a great time for reassessing your habits, daily responsibilities as well. Now, Pluto will station direct, on the other hand, on the 12th of October at 29 degrees of Capricorn, the anaretic degree of Capricorn. So what does it mean? Here, Pluto, the Lord of, transformation, intensity, death, and rebirth. So that's your first house, the final time Pluto will be traveling in the direct motion in your sign of Capricorn, your ascendant sign. So there's this powerful shift of energy that brings a sense of empowerment, personal transformation as well. So after months of introspection, maybe even withdrawal contemplation, you have this great opportunity for stepping into a new phase in your life. Here, as Pluto stations direct, you might feel like you're more in control of your life. You might be also more courageous to take charge of your life, especially of the areas of life that perhaps where you feel most vulnerable. So here with the 29 degree of Capricorn, anaretic degree, this is a chance to take bold steps towards achieving your goals. Now there's a full moon in Aries, on the other hand, at 17 degrees, on the 17th at 24 degrees of Aries in your fourth house of home, family, emotional well-being. Now, this full moon is connected to the solar eclipse in Aries that occurred back in April 2023. So think about what new beginnings, what ideas were on your mind during that time. This is especially relevant to those who have any important placements in their chart, in those final degrees of Aries. Now, generally, those Aries Libra eclipses are not the most comfortable, or full moons, new moons, lunations overall, not the most comfortable for you because they square your Capricorn placements, ascendant. So I think generally this full moon brings a culmination, a resolution to matters related to your home or family dynamics. This is a time when you might be able to resolve some family issues that perhaps were on your mind, or perhaps you've been trying to resolve for quite some time. Now, at the same time, I think this is about making some important decisions connected to your home. It's a great chance for finding more comfort. It's an amazing time for decluttering as well, getting rid of things that you don't need, donating or reselling. Now, yes, so basically this full moon, the ruler of this full moon is Mars. Mars is in Cancer in your seventh house, squaring this full moon. So we've got a clash of energies, tension between your personal needs, personal desires, or maybe more specifically, desires connected to your home, emotional well-being, comfort, and your relationships, your responsibilities you have towards others. So here you need to find a healthy balance between your emotional needs, your emotional well-being, emotional desires, and the demands of others. We end the month with the sun moving into Scorpio, into your 11th house. And here in the final days of October, the first 3 weeks of November, this is a very busy social time, a time when you can get yourself out there, interact with others, grow your connections. It's a good time for networking as well, expanding your business connections if it's something that you've been wanting to do. Here, Scorpio season highlights these sort of activities, these sort of dynamics for you. Thank you very much, and let's move into the next sign. Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your October 2024 monthly horoscope. We start the month with a solar eclipse in Libra happening on the 2nd at 10 degrees, activating your 9th house of foreign travel, higher learning, life philosophy, life principles. teaching, coaching, publishing. So here, this is a South Node eclipse, meaning that there are some karmic endings that are going to take place in order for you to move forward in the right direction. So something is being eclipsed out of your life, something that fulfilled its purpose that you no longer need. And sometimes this happens just as the eclipse occurs. It's nothing to be scared of, but sometimes, generally, especially during the South Node eclipses, there's this shift of energy. So it's a natural process overall. So overall here, what this means is that there is this need for spreading your wings. And I've been telling you actually for quite some time about you moving in the direction in your life that will help you to generally reach your goals and free yourself from any heavy baggage that you've been carrying, emotional baggage, power struggles, whatever it is. This eclipse is amazing for generally for that expansion or expansive energy, for finding more balance in the area of here personal growth, personal development. So generally, this is your opportunity to move forward, whether this is your business, whether you're a coach, whether you are a writer, whether you have your own business, or perhaps if you're a teacher or whatever, or if you work for a large organization, or if you're self-employed, whatever it is, the ninth house helps us to reach our purpose. The ninth house helps us to spread our wings. So it's all about generally engaging in activities that are liberating, that are exciting, that increase our adrenaline, that make us want to live and increase our excitement overall. So that's the ninth house. Now, the good thing is that the ruler of this eclipse is Venus. Venus connects with Saturn by a trine. How exciting. There is an opportunity for taking these goals, dreams, expansive goals and dreams to the next level. There's this opportunity for creating healthy boundaries. And generally, these energies are connected to long-lasting outcomes and results. So take advantage of these energies, because you will be redefining your life philosophy, your principles. Maybe your mindset is changing, your worldview, how you see things. Right, so now that's the eclipse. Then we've got Jupiter in Gemini stationing retrograde at 21 degrees of Gemini on the 9th. So here Jupiter entered Gemini this year, May, June, dynamics. It has stayed here. It reached the 21st degree. Now, the good thing is that Aquarius and Gemini, they are friends. Both air signs, they connect via trine. So this is actually really, really positive, because Jupiter will generally this transit helps you to grow. This transit is not doesn't bring that exaggerated energy. Overall, Jupiter in the 5th house retrograde. Overall, Jupiter in the 5th house can help you to grow your business, to move forward with your hobbies, your interests, increases self-confidence when it comes to self-expression as well. Now, when Jupiter, and also it can help with conception, pregnancy as well, romance in your life to a certain extent, because Jupiter is not the most romantic planet, but you need Venus more for that. But here with Jupiter being retrograde, this is when you will slow down and you will go back to what you've achieved so far between May and October in the area of self-employment, freelancing, hobbies, interests, business, children, romance. What you've achieved, you're working with the energies between May and October. You are readjusting, reassessing these potential relationships, connections, business connections, projects, ideas, skills, talents, and you're making adjustments. So while you are reassessing, you're making adjustments. Now, on the 12th, on the other hand, Pluto will station direct in Capricorn at 29 degrees. And this is happening in your 12th house of the subconscious mind, spiritual world, growth, development, self-discovery, fears, phobia. So generally with Pluto stationing direct at that final degree, there is this now or never feeling. So this is a great opportunity for, first of all, you'll regain the clarity, and there is this forward momentum happening here in the area of private life, subconscious mind, spirituality. Overall, here you've got a chance for implementing some empowering changes. There is a shift of energy, a great time for moving away from negative habits, addictions. At the same time, this is a time of healing, deep emotional healing of any deeply rooted feelings, emotions as well. Lots of spiritual energy as well. A great time for learning about yourself, diving deeper into astrology, spiritual growth, development is also highlighted. Now, on the 17th, there is a full moon in Aries happening at 24 degrees of Aries, and this full moon connects to the new moon solar eclipse that occurred back in April 2023. If you can remember what happened in your life around that time, Aries rules your third house, communications, major decisions, anything to do with learning, anything to do with traveling, your siblings, for example, your involvement in your community. That was very much highlighted, especially if you have any placements at around those final degrees of Aries. Now, here, full moon brings a situation and matter that has been kind of initiated in around 18 months ago to light. So overall culmination resolution to matter related to communication, relatives, maybe this is about your business, your website, anything to do with writing, with written projects, podcasts, social media. This is all very much highlighted as well. During this time, you might experience breakthroughs in how you express yourself. This could be also when you have to make an important decision, or perhaps this is about your mindset changes in terms of how you see certain aspects of your life. However, here the ruler of this full moon is Mars. Mars connects with this full moon by a square. Mars is in Cancer at this point. Here, Mars in Cancer in the 6th house. So overall, October is a really, really busy, vivid month with that 6th house influence. The full moon in the 3rd house. I think this could be about either you finding out some important news, or perhaps you having to make an important decision, important conversation. So communication is really highlighted, but with the square to Mars, you will have to maybe be more aware how you want to get your message across to others so that it is received in the way that you want. At the same time, with the clashing energy from Mars, this could be about a potential tension between your immediate responsibilities, daily duties, activities that will require your attention, and perhaps your need to attend to more of intellectual activities, projects. So perhaps you might have to. I think time management is the key here, because maybe you'll be overly involved in some intellectual activities, projects. Perhaps this could be about having to make this important decision, but at the same time, there could be a lot going on in your daily life, maybe with your children, maybe with some work-related projects. It's all about finding that balance in order to make sure that you don't have to compromise any of your important goals, hopes, and or desires. Now we end the month with the sun moving into Scorpio. Scorpio rules your 10th house. This is an area of life connected to your career. So overall here, those final days of October, the first 3 weeks of November are centered around your career goals, plans. Generally here with the sun in the 10th house, this is a great time for moving forward with career-related goals, hopes, plans as well. Now, at the same time, with the transformative energy of Scorpio, this is a great time for digging deep and for perhaps for making some transformative changes in your career area that could bring that sense of self-empowerment. All right, so thank you very much, Aquarius, and let's move into Pisces. Hello, Pisces, and welcome to your October 2024 monthly horoscope. We start with a solar eclipse in Libra on the 2nd of October at 10 degrees of Libra. So brand new beginnings, and here we've got the area of your eighth house activated. So of course, the eighth house is all about transformation, regeneration, deep feelings, deep emotions. Libra is connected to that balanced energy, harmony. So here we've got a south node connected to this eclipse. So something is likely to be eclipsed out of your life, or there's this breakthrough shift of energy, you moving away either from some deep emotions, deep feelings. Maybe this is a chance for you to free yourself from any deeply rooted emotional energies, so to speak. Maybe this is about you freeing yourself from some debts, for example. So overall here with the energies of the eclipse in the eighth house, there is the energy that generally is connected to a shift, something like karmic ending. Something is shifting away. So there is a certain degree of transformation going on in your life, but at the same time, new doors are opening, new connections, partnerships, investments, for example. There is this energy of regeneration as well. I think you are changing internally, spiritually, deeply. But it's a process, of course. It's not an overnight process, but it's a step by step. At the same time, the nodes will shift into the north node will be in your first house next year. The south node will be in the seventh house. So it's all about reinventing yourself. This is generally here at this point. I think you have a chance to heal yourself internally. So it's all about healing those wounds, deeply, deeply rooted wounds. At the same time, maybe this is about a new connection, a deep connection. You seek deep bonds around this time with like-minded people. It's all about being real. Nothing superficial belongs in this reality. All right, so that's the eclipse. And at the same time, the ruler of this eclipse is Venus. Venus connects beautifully with Saturn, opportunity for structure, long-lasting results and outcomes. All great, as long as you invest enough effort, energy, and so on. All right, so here we've got Jupiter. Jupiter will station retrograde in Gemini at 21 degrees on the 9th. That's your fourth house. So overall, here with those Gemini energies and Uranus approaching this area of your life, many Pisceans will be relocating, moving, experiencing a major shift in the home sphere. And here, Jupiter at this point offers growth, expansion. Of course, Jupiter in Gemini squares Pisces and a Virgo, those seven in the first house axis. So you need to generally stay grounded in a reality. And this isn't about high hopes. This is about being practical, objective. Because Jupiter squaring your first house can create those unrealistic expectations that you may have when it comes to your partner, when it comes to your family members, but also expectations connected to your home. So it's all about being practical, grounded in their reality. All right, so here, think about what you've achieved since May. What positive changes occurred, or generally, what kind of shift of energy occurred, breakthroughs in the home sphere? Something I want to mention, because if your IC, that's why it's so important to see where the AC and the MC, if you're losing the whole signs. Because in the whole signs, yes, we've got Gemini ruling in the fourth house, but if your IC is not in, it's not in Gemini, but in Cancer, on the other hand, then here this major shift, breakthroughs, or whatever Jupiter has to offer will only truly come to you when Jupiter is in Cancer. So it's something to really pay attention to. The same with Uranus in Gemini and in Cancer. So you get a double effect, but it's stronger when it touches your IC. So you will still have likely gone through some expansive energies in the home sphere. But here, if your IC, that important point in the chart is in Cancer, then you will most likely experience that growth, expansion, abundant energy when Jupiter reaches Cancer. But that's on a side note, might be too complex for those who are just starting with astrology. All right, so Jupiter, yes. So think about all these changes that you went through, well, since Jupiter entered your fourth house. Maybe you moved, or maybe you expanded your home, or maybe you got rid of some items in your room to gain more space. Jupiter is all about space and spacious surroundings. And if you've been living somewhere where there has been just too much going on, or too much clutter, or not enough space, then with Jupiter, you just seek different ways that can help you to gain more space. If you physically can't move, then you try to do what you can in where you are, basically. At the same time, people might be moving in, moving out, usually moving in with Jupiter's expansive energy. But at the same time, here Jupiter is connected to travel, so you might home may have been abroad already, or it might be. But to be honest with you, I'm already going. I'm not going where I'm supposed to be going with this transit. This is about the retrograde. So this isn't the end. If you still haven't experienced that growth that Jupiter has to offer, then don't worry, because this is just the beginning of this transit. Jupiter will stay here until next year around June. So if you haven't yet experienced that growth, abundant that comes with Jupiter's transit in the fourth house, in the home sphere more specifically, then it isn't the end yet. This is just the beginning of this transit. Jupiter will still remain here for quite some time. But overall here, when Jupiter is in a retrograde motion in the upcoming months, you are revisiting, readjusting, reassessing what has already occurred here in the recent past in this area of your life. So you're reflecting upon your relationship with your family members, you're reflecting upon your living situation, home environment, family dynamics. Generally here, this retrograde phase encourages you to reassess your sense of emotional security in your life. It's a great time for making those important adjustments to establish more emotional satisfaction, fulfillment in this area of your life. At the same time, Pluto will station direct in Capricorn at 29 anaretic degree on the 12th of October. So this is another important event, because here that's your 11th house. And the 11th house deals with social life, our network, our long-term goals, plans, and after a period of introspection, internal reflection more specifically, generally you will be ready to embrace changes that you've been wanting to implement. You didn't have enough courage, or perhaps the right opportunities weren't in place. Now with Pluto being in a direct motion from the 12th, and here at the 29 degree of Capricorn, it's like a now or never feeling. So this also makes you realize who is your true friend. Who do you want in your reality, and who disempowers you? Who makes you feel uncomfortable and lowers your self-esteem? So you might find that with Pluto being at 29 degrees of Capricorn, some people will shift away from your life, or perhaps you will decide you want to move away from them. That 29 degrees, like a degree that makes you want to take risks, that makes you want to get out of your comfort zone. So there is this fearless, empowering energy that can help you to implement the necessary changes in your social life. But at the same time, you might see yourself making bold steps towards achieving long-term goals that could help with self-empowerment as well. Now, on the 17th, we've got a full moon in Aries, and this is happening at 24 degrees in your second house. Now, here, this full moon is connected to the solar eclipse in Aries that occurred last year in April. And so think about these changes that occurred in your second and the eighth house in the last year and a half. So overall, it will be 2 years from April 2023 until April, May 2025. Think about think about the changes that occurred in your financial sector between April last year and this October 2024. Because here, full moons are about a culmination, endings, conclusions, Think about what you initiated last year in April in the area of finances, income. Did you start a new business? Did you start a new financial venture? Did you make a major investment? Did you perhaps start a new career, a new job? Or perhaps did you make some important financial decisions? Whatever it is, this full moon brings a culmination or a breakthrough in your financial sector, helping you to clarify your relationship with your finances, with your income situation, for example, as well. You might feel really, really, really stimulated to make the necessary adjustments to how you earn your income, to how you manage your finances, your outgoings. However, we've got a square as well. This full moon is making a really powerful square to Mars, or Mars is making a square to this full moon. And Mars happens to be the ruler of this full moon. Mars rules Aries. So this is significant. We need to look at the ruler of the full moon to gain further guidance, insights into what this full moon is really about. The full moon is square, the Mars is squaring this full moon. Mars is in Cancer at this time, your fifth house. So here there could be a tension between your financial responsibilities, your outgoings, your income, your salary, generally your financial area of life, and your desire for fun, and your desire for romance, recreation, hobbies, creative pursuits. Maybe this could be also connected to some financial obligations that you may have towards your romantic partner. Perhaps this could be related to expenses connected to your children, childcare, for instance, as well. So I think this is about being careful with money, being more conscious of your outgoings, for example. Then we end the month with the sun moving into Scorpio. We've got Scorpio season starting on the 22nd of the month, and this is your area of the ninth house, which is connected to foreign travel, that expansive energy that wants you to spread your wings. So I think you will be in Scorpio season, you have this great chance to go through a journey of self-discovery, growth. I think this is a great time for working on your beliefs, on your life principles. It's a great time for rewiring your beliefs if this is something that you feel like you want to do. If you feel like you're stuck in your life, then Scorpio season is great for working on yourself, on your inner self, for freeing yourself from any negative thoughts, outlived beliefs. And generally, this is a time when you can step out of your comfort zone and spread your wings, only if you want to. Thank you very much.